All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures all help to Karnataka and Maharashtra to deal with the situation arising out of heavy rains. Neet UG results for admission to undergraduate medical courses declared. Active COVID-19 cases in the country dropped below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months. India's foreign exchange reserves touch all-time high of $551.505 billion. Navratra festival, marking worship of goddess Durga, begins today across the country. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets in Abu Dhabi. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a note of precaution to stay safe and stay protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. And focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to Chief Ministers of Karnataka and Maharashtra over the situation created in their states due to heavy rain and flooding. Mr. Modi assured the 2 states of all possible support from the centre in rescue and relief work. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said he spoke to Maharashtra CM Uddhav Thackeray regarding the situation arising due to flooding and heavy rain in parts of the states. My thoughts and prayers are with those sisters and brothers affected. He reiterated centre support in the ongoing rescue and relief work. In another tweet, Mr. Modi said he spoke to Karnataka CM B.S. Yediyurappa on the rainfall and flooding situation in various parts of the state. The Prime Minister said, "We stand in solidarity with our sisters and brothers of Karnataka affected by the floods." Mr. Modi said he assured all possible support from the centre in rescue and relief works that are underway. Western Maharashtra, Marathwada, especially Pune, Solapur, Osmanabad, Latur and Sangli districts have been hit by torrential rains. The floods triggered due to these torrential rains have killed 28 people and damaged around 2,319 houses in the state in the last 2 days, while crops on an area of 57,354 hectares were also damaged. More from our correspondent.
The heavy downpour in parts of Maharashtra has receded now, but has claimed 28 lives and also caused severe damage to various standing crops. Hundreds of acres of crops were submerged after the water breached from a lake at Matkunki in Sangli district. The Bhima river has been flooded in temple town of Pandharpur for the first time in 13 years, because of which 8,000 people have been evacuated and shifted to safer places. Several long-distance trains have either been diverted or cancelled following the heavy rainfall. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has tweeted that the Prime Minister has assured of all central assistance at the time of natural calamity caused by rain in Karnataka. The tweet also says that details regarding relief and rescue measures undertaken by the state were informed to the Prime Minister. Speaking to media persons later, the Chief Minister said that central assistance from Disaster Management Fund for the losses incurred during the previous rains is expected soon. Thousands of people have been displaced due to the unrelenting heavy rainfall in 7 districts: Belagavi, Bidar, Vijaypura, Bagalkote, Kalaburgi, Raichuru and Yadgir. More from our correspondent.
The 7 districts in North Karnataka are facing an onslaught of rain havoc since several days. Kalaburgi is the worst hit district with 4,782 people lodged in relief camps. According to the Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority, 2,712 houses are partially damaged and 318 have been completely battered. Officials have set up 54 relief camps that currently houses 7,776 people. According to the preliminary reports, agricultural crops are damaged over 1,04,418 hectares and horticultural crop losses on 3,481 hectares. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa held a review meeting with the concerned district deputy commissioners yesterday and directed them to take immediate relief and rescue operations. R. Murthy, AIR News, Bengaluru.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the government's commitment to protect the minimum support price MSP and government procurement of crops are the essential components of food security. He was taking part in a program on the occasion of World Food Day.
MSP और सरकारी खरीद देश की फूड सिक्योरिटी का अहम हिस्सा है, इसलिए इसका वैज्ञानिक तरीके से अच्छी व्यवस्था के साथ अच्छा प्रबंधन भी हो और ये आगे भी जारी रहे, ये बहुत आवश्यक है और हम इसके लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं.
On this occasion, Prime Minister released a commemorative coin of 75 rupee denomination to mark the 75th anniversary of Food and Agriculture Organization FAO yesterday. He hailed the role of FAO in ensuring food security across the globe. The Prime Minister also dedicated 17 recently developed bio-fortified varieties of 8 crops to the nation. He said farmers in the country are an important pillar in the government's endeavour towards food revolution. He stressed that the farmers have played a significant role in maintaining a robust food supply chain in the country even during the tough times of coronavirus pandemic. The Prime Minister added the government initiated a multi-dimensional approach to address the issue of malnutrition in the country.
एक तरफ नेशनल न्यूट्रिशन मिशन शुरू हुआ तो दूसरी तरफ हर उस फैक्टर पर काम किया गया जो कुपोषण बढ़ाने का कारण था. बहुत बड़े स्तर पर परिवार और समाज के व्यवहार में परिवर्तन के लिए भी काम किया. स्वच्छ भारत मिशन के तहत भारत में 11 करोड़ से ज्यादा शौचालय बने. दूर दराज वाले इलाकों में शौचालय बनने से जहां स्वच्छता आई, वहीं डायरिया जैसी अनेक बीमारियों में भी कमी देखने को मिली.
The Prime Minister said even when the world was reeling under the corona pandemic, the government reached out to the people in the country and ensured availability of nutritious food to over 80 crore people. National Testing Agency has declared the result of National Eligibility cum Entrance Test Neet UG 2020. The scorecards are available on the official website of the exam, ntaneet.nic.in. Candidates can download their scorecard and check merit list through the official website. The Neet was conducted on 13 September and 14th October amid strict precautions in view of the COVID-19 pandemic for admission to the undergraduate medical courses in all medical institutions, including those governed under any other law. More details from our correspondent.
A total of 7,71,500 candidates have qualified the NEET exam this year, for which over 13,66,000 candidates had appeared. Shoaib Aftab from Odisha has scored 720 marks to emerge as the topper of the NEET exam, while Akansha Singh from Delhi also scored 720 marks but bagged the second position. The admission to MBBS course in All India Institute of Medical Sciences and Jawaharlal Institute of Postgraduate Medical Education and Research will also be made through NEET. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The Ministry of Health has said that India has scaled an unprecedented peak as active COVID-19 cases dropped below the 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months. In a tweet, the ministry said that this significant achievement is the outcome of centre-led targeted strategies leading to high number of recoveries and steadily falling number of fatalities. The Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, chaired a meeting on COVID-appropriate behaviour with heads and directors of autonomous institutions of Department of Science and Technology and Council of Scientific and Industrial Research yesterday. Dr. Vardhan applauded the great work carried out by all scientists, even beyond their mandates, and said that there are 9 vaccine candidates in the world which are in advanced stages. He said in India, 3 vaccine candidates are developing well, with one of them in the advanced stage 3 clinical trials and 2 others in stage 2 trials. He expressed the hope that India will soon have indigenous production of corona vaccine. He stated that the next 2.5 months are going to be very crucial for us in our fight against corona because of the winter season and the festival season. Urging people across the country to follow the clarion call of the Prime Minister as part of the Jan Andolan launched on the 8th of this month, the Union Minister appealed to the people to follow COVID-appropriate behaviour.
बातचीत करते समय पे भी मास्क को अपने मुंह से नाक से ना हटाया जाए और इसके साथ साथ जिसको प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा 2 गज की दूरी, फिजिकल डिस्टेंसिंग, इसको अगर बरकरार रखा जाए अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में और अपने हाथों को अच्छी तरह से साबुन से पानी से हम धोते रहें, इसको स्वच्छ और सैनिटाइज करते रहें.
The centre has deputed high-level teams to Kerala, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal in view of surge in the number of new COVID-19 cases in these states in recent days. Each team comprises of a joint secretary, one public health expert to look after the public health aspects, and one clinician to look after infection prevention practices and clinical management protocol being followed by the state. Union Health Ministry said the teams will support the state efforts towards strengthening containment, surveillance, testing, infection prevention and control measures and efficient clinical management of the positive cases. A total of 3,428 new confirmed cases of coronavirus infection were reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 3,24,000. The Delhi government said that over 2,95,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 3,197 people recovered and 22 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 5,946. Presently, the total number of active cases in the national capital is 22,814.
Gujarat has recorded 1,191 new corona cases during the last 24 hours. The recovery rate has reached up to 88.36%. A total of 1,39,149 patients have recovered from COVID-19 till now. 1,279 patients recovered during the last 24 hours. More than 52,69,000 tests have been carried out in the state till date. Maximum 268 new cases are reported from Surat, while Ahmedabad recorded 189 new cases. At present, total active cases in the state are 14,705, out of which 92 patients are on ventilator. 11 patients died yesterday, taking the total deaths due to COVID-19 up to 3,620. Tamil Nadu continues to witness a dip in the active COVID-19 caseload, which now remains below 41,000. The new infection in the last 24 hours has also come down marginally to 4,389. The recoveries have outpaced the infections as 5,245 patients were discharged yesterday. Meanwhile, the state government is making efforts to revive the tourism industry in the state that remains highly affected by the pandemic situation. A report from our correspondent.
One of the sectors that was hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic is the tourism industry. Tourism in Tamil Nadu has all along been a segment with great dynamism. It has topped the list of states attracting the maximum tourist footfalls continuously for 5 years since 2014. Last year also, 49.49 crore domestic and 68.66 lakh foreign tourists are said to have visited the state for seeing places of attractions, business visits and for medical treatments. However, the COVID-19 pandemic reversed the trend in the state, reflecting the global experience. The State Tourism Department says it is working on a strategy for the industry to survive in the short term, revive in the medium term and thrive in the long term. The State Minister for Tourism Vellamandi Nadarajan had a virtual interaction with the Union Minister of Tourism and Culture Prahlad Singh Patel yesterday. In it, he has placed his demands for funds for the development of several iconic places in the state. Jai Singh, AAR News, Chennai.
Dr. Piyush Ranjan, Department of Medicine, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, has stressed the need for relaxation techniques to get rid of fear of COVID-19. Talking to AIR, he advised people to seek help from psychologists in serious matters.
भविष्य में यह बीमारी आपको भी हो जाए तो आपके लिए भी आपके साथ वाले पड़ोसी और समाज के दूसरे लोग आपके साथ बराबर खड़े हैं. सबसे जरूरी चीज है वो ये है रिलैक्सेशन टेक्निक. अभी भी हम न चाहते हुए भी कभी कभी जो है चिंता या अवसाद या दूसरी चीजें आ जाती हैं, तो उसके लिए जो बहुत सारे रिलैक्सेशन टेक्निक है, जैसे ब्रीदिंग टेक्निक हम लोग कहते हैं, जैसे कि अनुलोम विलोम, और उसके बाद योगासन, थोड़ा ध्यान करना, मेडिटेशन करना, जो अगर आपको चिंता, अवसाद, ये सारी चीजें हैं तो वो सभी दूर हो सकती हैं। कभी कभी अगर ये चिंता और अवसाद जो है वो ज्यादा हो जाए तो अपने आप को जो साइकोलॉजिस्ट या साइकेट्रिस्ट है उनकी मदद लेने से बिल्कुल भी ना रोकें।
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures all help to Karnataka and Maharashtra to deal with situation arising out of heavy rains. Neet UG results for admission to undergraduate medical courses declared. Active COVID-19 cases in the country drop below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months. India's foreign exchange reserves touch all-time high of $551.505 billion. Navratra festival marking worship of goddess Durga begins today across the country. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets in Abu Dhabi. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
3 steps to stay protected and stay safe from COVID-19. Wear face mask, 2 gaz ki duri to maintain social distancing, maintain hand and face hygiene.
India's foreign exchange reserves have jumped by $5.867 billion to touch a new high of $551.505 billion in the week ended 9th October. Foreign currency assets, a major part of the overall reserves, surged by $5.737 billion to $508.783 billion. The gold reserves rose by $113 million in the reporting week to reach $36.598 billion. The country's special drawing rights with the International Monetary Fund rose marginally by $4 million to $1.480 billion, while reserve position with the IMF also went up by $13 million to $4.644 billion.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman participated in the 102nd meeting of the World Bank Development Committee plenary through video conference. In her intervention at this session, Mrs. Sitharaman said that COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact the developing and developed countries till date, and the hard-fought gains in reducing the level of poverty achieved over the number of years are at risk of being lost. She said the government of India has taken several measures to contain the spread of the pandemic and also to mitigate its social and economic impact. Mrs. Sitharaman shared that the government has announced first stimulus of $23 billion to provide direct cash transfers and food security measures to the poor. She also mentioned that the government has committed $2.03 billion for strengthening of health infrastructure in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. The Reserve Bank of India will conduct its first ever open market operation OMO purchase of state development loans SDLs on 22nd of October. The OMOs worth 10,000 crore rupees will be conducted as a special case during the current financial year with an aim to improve liquidity and facilitate efficient pricing. The festival of Navratra, which marks the worship of goddess Durga, begins today. On the first day of Navratri, Devi Durga is worshipped as Shailputri. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended greetings on the auspicious occasion of Navratri. In a tweet, Mr. Modi hoped that Ma Jagdamba will bring happiness, peace and prosperity to all. The Prime Minister bowed to Ma Shailputri on the first day of Navratri. He said, with her blessings, may our planet be safe, healthy and prosperous. He said, may her blessings give us strength to bring a positive change in the lives of the poor and downtrodden. In Jammu and Kashmir, Navratra, which marks the worship of goddess Durga, began today with religious fervour and gaiety. Devotees are thronging to temples to offer their prayers. On the first day of Navratri, Devi Durga is worshipped as Shailputri. During the 9-day festival of Navratri, the 9 manifestations of goddess Durga are worshipped, and each manifestation exemplifies a distinctive virtue. To know about the celebration of the Navratra in Jammu and Kashmir, let's listen to our Srinagar correspondent.
of Jammu and Kashmir, devotees are visiting Katra Vaishno Devi, Durganath Temple, Srinagar and Kheer Bhavani Temple at Tulmula village in Gandarbal district of Kashmir Valley from early this morning to offer their prayers to the goddess Durga on the occasion of first Navratra. The devotees are adhering to all the required SOPs and advisories issued by the administration while paying their obeisance to the deity. They pray to the goddess Durga to provide a solace to the whole mankind by putting an end to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic that has claimed lakhs of lives throughout the globe. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has greeted the people on the auspicious occasion of Sharad Navratri. In his message, he has prayed for a better future and prosperity of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and well-being of its people. This is Sunil Kohl for AR News from Srinagar.
The renowned Sabrimala temple in Kerala will be opening for devotees from today after 6-month-long break. After the break, devotees will throng the famous Lord Ayappa temple, Sabrimala, from today onwards. The temple doors opened for the rituals in the Malayalam month of Thulam, whereas the pilgrims will be allowed only from today. It is for the first time the temple is reopening for devotees amid the COVID-19 outbreak. The Railway Board has reviewed security, crowd management and other arrangements in COVID times as footfalls increase at railway stations during festival season. The Ministry of Railways has said to face the challenges posed by increased footfall effectively, Railway Board Chairman, senior members and DG RPF interacted with officers of the field formation at zonal and divisional levels through a video conference. More details from our correspondent.
The ministry has asked the concerned officers to launch intensive awareness campaign among the travelling passengers regarding the guidelines issued by Railway Administration to prevent the spread of coronavirus in railway stations and trains. They were also asked to strictly enforce the COVID protocol. The ministry said to provide better safety and security to lady passengers travelling by trains, a new initiative, Meri Saheli, was launched. This initiative is aimed at instilling a sense of security among lady passengers and responding effectively to any security-related issue faced by them. Ministry of Railways has also decided to run 208 pairs of festival special trains to clear the festive rush. These special festival services will be operated between 20th of this month and 30th of next month. With Dipendra Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The Labour Ministry has dismissed reports in a section of the media appearing under the caption, "Government employees set to get more DA." The ministry said the Labour Bureau will release new series of Consumer Price Index for industrial workers with 2016 as base year on 21st of this month. This index is used for revision of dearness allowance payable to government employees and workers in the organised sector. The ministry said it had never stated that the new index would lead to a hike in salaries of industrial workers and government employees. It will depend on the behaviour of new series, which is too early to predict at this stage. This is All India Radio, giving you the news.
News Services Division of All India Radio brings to you program Employment News in association with the Publications Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. An effective platform for information on job vacancies, training programs, admission notices, results and career advice with experts. Every day at 4:20 p.m. on FM Gold and other frequencies and on our YouTube channel AIR News Official.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
French President Emmanuel Macron denounced what he called an Islamist terrorist attack against a history teacher decapitated in a Paris suburb on Friday and urged the nation to stand united against extremism. The teacher had discussed caricatures of Islam's Prophet Muhammad with his class, authorities said. The suspected attacker was shot to death by police after Friday's beheading. French anti-terrorism prosecutor opened an investigation concerning murder with a suspected terrorist motive.
Ace Indian shuttler Kidambi Srikanth crashed out of the Denmark Open 2020 badminton tournament after a 22-20, 13-21, 16-21 defeat to Chao Ting-chen of Chinese Taipei in the men's singles quarterfinals in Denmark last night. World number 2 Taipei player came back after losing the first game and took the next two to win the match in 1 hour and 2 minutes and storm into the semi-finals. With it, the challenge of the Indians in the Denmark Open came to an end. Compatriots Lakshya Sen bowed out in the second round, while Ajay Jairam and Subhankar De exited earlier in the first round. In IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets at Sheikh Zaid Stadium in Abu Dhabi last night. Quinton de Kock's undefeated knock of 74 runs, 44 off-balls, helped Mumbai Indians to have a successful chase against Kolkata Knight Riders. After winning the toss, Kolkata Knight Riders elected to bat first. With a slow start, they could garner only 148 runs for 5 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Eventually, Mumbai Indians achieved the target of 149 runs, losing only 2 wickets in 16.5 overs. Today, Rajasthan Royals take on Royal Challengers Bangalore in Dubai, while Delhi Capitals will face Chennai Super Kings at Sharjah.
Now let us take a look at weather forecast for today. The temperature in the national capital Delhi will hover between 16 and 34 degrees Celsius. It will have mainly clear sky. In Mumbai, there will be generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will hover between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will witness partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum and maximum temperatures in the metropolis will be 27 degrees and 36 degrees Celsius. On to the north, in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 17 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. The city will have mainly clear sky. Srinagar and Ladakh will have mainly clear sky. The temperature in Srinagar will hover between 5 and 26 degrees Celsius. In Ladakh, the minimum temperature was -3 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 20 degrees. Gilgit will experience mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. The temperature will hover between 8 and 24 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, there will be mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 10, maximum 33 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Supreme Court ex-judge to check stubble burning curbs across 3 states, headlines the Asian Age. Justice Lokar, students to save NCR, writes the Hindu. Business Standard quotes a WHO study that reveals that remdesivir has little effect on COVID-19 mortality. Remdesivir not effective, headlines the Tribune. The Times of India reports that India's COVID cases saw the sharpest 15-day decline of 18% in the first half of October. GST gap, rupees 2.16 lakh crore will be available to states unconditionally, says FM, is the headline in the Hindu business line. China insists Indians vacate Chushul Heights. India says clear Pangong North is the top headline in the Indian Express. And finally, according to a study quoted in the Pioneer, Indians' lifespan rises to 70.8 years in 2019 from 59.6 years in 1990.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi assures all help to Karnataka and Maharashtra to deal with the situation arising out of heavy rains. Neet UG results for admission to undergraduate medical courses declared. Active COVID-19 cases in the country drop below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months. India's foreign exchange reserves touch all-time high of $551.505 billion. Navratra festival marking worship of goddess Durga begins today across the country. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets in Abu Dhabi. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.